My wife's grandmother Alice used to live in a place like that, in a little town called Enderby. And in her middle years, in the late part of the 20th century, men with lingering gold fever still went there to try to dredge up what they could from river silt. They still bored deep into the hills, propping up the earth with a rickety skeleton of rough-hewn timbers that almost always at some twist in the tunnel gave way. One day Grandma was in her backyard polishing a large stone. It was a boulder that sat athwart her garden, too big to move. It was one of those stones, round and smooth, tumbled by eons of wind and ice and water, thickly embedded with glittering chunks of mineral. She was polishing it with sandpaper. Her logic was that, since she couldn't be rid of the thing, she may as well beautify it, try to remove the scumble of dullness from its surface, and hone it to a lustrous sheen. She was going to make it the centerpiece of her garden. But she got more than that. As she sanded, she noticed a thin sifting of gold gathering on the stone. She pressed the moist tip of her finger into it and pulled up a caking of gold dust. Her heart raced. She sanded faster, leaning her whole body into it, and more gold appeared. Now she was scrubbing that rock as if it were a blood stain, with strong, sweeping strokes, bone and sinew bent to the work. She accumulated gold rapidly. She caught the virus in one swoop. She understood with perfect instinct what all this time she dismissed as sheer nonsense. Grown men squandering all else, homes and farms and families and reputations, and flinging themselves headlong into reckless escapades, spending their years burrowing beneath tree roots, grubbing through silt beds. But now she had it too. Gold fever. She was going to be rich. She stopped a moment to wipe her brow, to rest a spell, and that's when she noticed that something was wrong with her wedding ring. The top side was normal, but the underside, the part that nestled in the crease where her finger joined her palm, wasn't. The band there was thin as a cheese slicer wire, thin as a filament. She had nearly sanded her wedding ring clean off. All that gold was merely filings. It was the remnants of her heirloom. It was her treasure reduced to dust. It was all fool's gold.